Cab, bounce it. We'll be late for prison. How do you expect me to be ready? You've had the bathroom tied up all morning. Ouch! That's me.
Sorry, chum. Stop wiggling.
Hi there, folks. Hi, Ty.
Hi, honey.
Papa, would you swing with the old ex?
I presume that in some unknown tongue, that's a request for my signature. Oh, your report card.
You don't have to read it now. I'm late.
I'd like to hear it.
World History 100, English 100, Psychology 100, Geometry 100. Marvelous.
Here's a pen.
Thanks. First, let's find out who made these remarkable grades. Your cousin Kathy.
Told you not to read it. Boy, that's real crooked. Wish I'd thought of it.
You will.
I'm ready.
Oh, Kathy, do you happen to have Patty's report card?
Why?
It's all right. I'm a loser. I'd like to hear that one, too.
Well, there's more like it. All 70s, except for French, in which you got a 65.
That's my French teacher's fault.
She's not good at French?
Her mind was on other things. She just quit to get married.
Patty, let's get something straight. If you weren't capable of getting a better report card, I wouldn't expect it of you. But you are, and I do. If you were graded in boys and telephone, you'd be at the top of your class. There are other things in life.
Name one.
Books, for instance. And isn't 65 flunking?
Oui. But French is a moth-eaten drag. I mean, it'd be different if I were going to marry some Frenchman and have to speak French. But I'll probably make the big splash with Richard someday.
Then you won't even have to speak English.
There's my monster now. Bye.
Kathy, see if you can't rub off on her a little bit.
I'll try, Uncle Martin. Bye.
For heaven's sakes, don't let her rub off on you.
Wait for me.
I think with Kathy here from Europe, Patty would mature a little faster.
Haven't you heard, darling? Girls are influenced by boys. Bye.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bouquets, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
I'll trade you 4 Frankie Avalons for 3 Dions. I don't know. I don't have...
Good morning, Daz.
Here we go with the French bit again. I'll be glad when I can flunk and get it over with. I know what you mean. As far as I'm concerned, I...
I'm your new French teacher. My name is Henri. As you know, Mademoiselle Tourneur left to get married. Since I do not have the good fortune of being married, I'm here as your substitute teacher. I'm going to enjoy teaching you French, and I'm sure you are going to enjoy learning it.
Yeah.
French is the language of statesmen, the language of poets, the language of lovers.
I'll buy that.
Now, will you give me, Alice, the different meanings in French of the word undivided?
Undivided, entier, indivisé, and unanimé.
Unanime. That's all right, thank you. Now, mademoiselle, please.
Me?
Yes, you, s'il vous plaît. What is your name?
Mademoiselle Patty Lane.
That's a very charming name.
Do you like it?
Well, in our lesson today, we have the word nightmare. Could you please tell the class what it is?
It's a bad dream?
Yes, of course, but in French.
It's probably a bad dream in French, too.
You're probably nervous. There's no need to be. The word in French is cauchemar.
That's it. Cause...
Now, you are all very good students, and I think we will get along very well together. If you will turn in your homework before you leave, please. You. Mademoiselle Lane, don't you want to turn in your homework?
I'd love to, but I didn't do it.
Why? Don't you like French?
Oh, I do. I think it's a beautiful language.
All sensitive people think so. Of all the romantic languages, it is the softest and the most expressive. There are things that can be said in French that can be said in no other language.
I'm sure there are.
Betty, I would like you to do me a favor.
Anything.
I would like you to be my test case.
Your test case?
What you Americans call guinea pig.
I'd love to be your guinea pig.
Now, I understand your French grade is 65, no?
Yes.
Well, I would be very unhappy if you failed in French. I would take it as a reflection on the French language. As a matter of fact, if a girl as intelligent as you wouldn't have a mark of 100, it would make me feel that I failed you. Please, do not let me fail you.
Oh, I won't.
Thank you.
Hey, Patty, how's the new teach? Hey, Patty! You want to go for a mullet?
Another time, maybe, Richard. Thanks for asking. Patty? What did you call me? Patty? Patty. Isn't it funny? I never realized what a beautiful name it was before. This is the greatest day of my whole life. What's happened? Can't talk about it. We always tell each other everything. Some things are too fragile to discuss. Someday, maybe you'll understand.
Kathy? Boy, she sure is acting far out, isn't she? What did she say?
She didn't say.
Gang, let's get moving. That picture starts at 7:36. You know, they must have little men all over the country who plan it so that movies never start at a convenient hour.
I've been ready since noon.
Where's Patty?
She's not coming. She's staying in to do some homework.
Patty?
I don't know which Patty you're talking about, but the Patty she's talking about isn't passing up a movie to do homework.
Le donne à réfléchir. That is food for thought.
Oh.
Cela vaut mieux comme ça. It is better that way.
I understand you're not going to the movies with us tonight.
I hope you don't mind, mon père.
Oh, no, of course not. Not if you'd rather stay home and study French. Well, I'll see you later. I mean, au revoir, ma fille.
Enjoy the movie. Cela vaut mieux comme ça. It is better that way.
Now, who can translate the phrase, that goes without saying? Patty.
Cela va sans dire.
Very good. Who would try and translate, that is food for thought?
Cela donne à réfléchir.
Excellent. Now, Alice, will you please decline the verb servir?
Servir. To serve. Je sers, tu sers, il sert. Nous servons, vous servez, il sert.
Patty, please leave some French to the others. You are excellent today, Patty. A little bit enthusiastic, but excellent.
Thank you. Here's my homework for today.
Thank you, Patty.
And here's my homework for the rest of the week.
You are very ambitious.
And here's my homework for next week.
Fantastic.
Cuckoo. I wouldn't want to let you down.
I appreciate that, Patty.
ever. I'll bet you miss Paris.
Very much. Have you ever been there?
I've never been farther than Staten Island.
Well, if you ever go there, you must allow me to show it to you.
Do you mean it?
Of course. I'll be delighted. I know all the enchanted places. There's a little square near the Bois de Boulogne that is filled with chestnut trees. And there's a bakery on the corner, and you can smell hot brioche blocks away. We used to walk there on spring mornings.
We?
Yes, Louise and I. Louise was my fiancée.
Was?
Yeah, we had a quarrel. So I came to America alone.
Oh, that's too bad.
She was very lovely.
How lonely you must be.
That's why I enjoy teaching. It's less lonely when I'm around you.
I know how you feel.
Beautiful. I cannot tell you how happy you make me.
Oh?
It's perfect. It's exactly what I knew would happen the first day we talked.
What is she like?
Who?
Oh, Louise.
Oh, she's warm and loving. Someone to share things with. And with all that, she's a very good housekeeper. A very good cook.
I can make fudge with nuts.
I'm sure you can. And I'm sure you'll make a wonderful wife one day.
Good morning, dear.
Morning.
Feeling better?
Yeah, it was just a touch of indigestion. Is there any way we can get Patty to stop making those brioches?
Oh, don't discourage her. She was up early this morning, made breakfast for Kathy and Ross, and cleaned up the kitchen.
I hope my health holds up.
I hope so, too. She's made you a nice, fresh brioche.
I don't deserve such happiness.
Good morning, Mother dear. Mother dear. Would you mind signing my report card?
You got these grades?
Why, every one of your grades has gone up. Martin, look, she got 100 in French.
Patty, boy, we're really proud of you. I mean, you've...
Grown up?
Overnight.
One must mature sometime, mustn't one? And I think of all the time I've wasted. But there's no point in crying over lait perdu. That's spilt milk in French. I'd better get started for school.
Isn't Richard picking you up?
That's all over, Mother. Have you ever noticed how young poor Richard is? Would you mind if I had someone from school to dinner one night?
Of course not, dear. Who is he?
His name is Andre. Andre Malone. Goodbye, my darlings.
Goodbye, my darlings.
Andre Malone. Where was he when we needed him?
He must be in Newport. Kathy,
Hello, Richard.
can I talk to you for a few minutes?
Certainly.
It's about Patty.
Yes.
Did I do something wrong?
I'm certain you didn't.
She acts like I don't even exist. She gave me back my pin and wouldn't even tell me why. She begged me for this pin.
I don't know what's happened to Patty either, but I'm sure it will work out.
At first, I thought it might be another guy, but I looked at them and I looked at me and, well, it couldn't be any other guy.
Sometimes a girl can be attracted by more than just good looks.
Yeah. Well, if it's somebody else, she better get him out of her system fast, because I might not be around.
You wouldn't do anything foolish.
I already have. I sent my application into the Merchant Marine.
You didn't.
I didn't want to go. I get seasick. Listen, you're a girl. There must be something I can do to get Patty back.
The strongest weapon against a woman is usually jealousy. Kathy, Richard?
Maybe I should join the Foreign Legion.
Am I interrupting?
Not at all. Come in. Come in, Patty.
You like it?
Well, it's,
Pompadour.
oh, it's very lovely.
Thank you. What's that little red thing on your jacket?
The Legion of Honor
How did you get it?
during the war.
What did you do?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, I talked to my parents. They want to meet you.
I'd be delighted.
I haven't told them about us yet.
Us.
Father will love you, just as I love you.
What did you say?
I love you.
Patty, there must be some misunderstanding. I mean, you are extremely sweet, but you are also extremely young.
You changed me into a woman.
I did nothing of the sort. And, what about your boyfriend?
Richard? You don't have to worry about him. I gave him up the day I met you. The day you asked me to be your guinea pig.
I meant in French.
Au revoir, mon cher. Au revoir.
Give it another lead and see if you can stretch it out for an extra column. Tell Holt to stay over there and cable any new developments. I'll get back to you later. Yes?
You late me luncheon date. J.R. wants to talk to you, and there's a Mr. Andre Malone outside to see you.
All right. Call the restaurant, tell him I'm on my way. Tell J.R. I'll see him right after lunch and get rid of Miss... Wait a minute. Did you say Andre Malone?
Yes, sir.
The miracle worker. Got to meet that boy. Send him in.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir? My name is Andre Malone.
Mr. Malone? Where's your son? Andre Jr., Patty's new boyfriend.
S1E01 senior.
You're...
I am Patty's French teacher.
You mean that you and my underage daughter...
Oh, no, sir. Until this morning, I had no idea Patty was romantically interested in me. I picked her out.
Aha!
I picked her out because she had the lowest marks in the class. I wanted to find out what encouragement would do. But Patty completely misunderstood.
That explains a lot of things. Well, sit down, Mr. Malone.
I think she wants to marry me.
It'd serve you right.
No, it's not for jokes. I need your help. What are we going to do about it?
You're French. You think of something.
Forbid her to see me.
Oh, no, you don't make me the heavy.
Well, what do you suggest?
Well, tell her the truth. Tell her that she's made a mistake, that you actually are not interested in her.
Oh, no. As a Frenchman, I could never do that. No, it would only humiliate and hurt her.
Well, then tell her something else. I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous. You're old enough to be her father.
That's it!
Do you realize this is our first real date together?
Yes. Patty, I'm sorry I cannot take you dancing or bowling or any of the things you love to do. But I like to spend my evenings in a rocking chair, reading.
Games are for children. So excited I can't eat.
What would you like?
Shrimp cocktail, tenderloin steak, baked potato with sour cream, salad, and some strawberry shortcake.
A glass of hot milk and some crackers for me.
You must be excited, too.
The French digestive systems are terrible.
I'm learning to cook all your favorite dishes.
Well, you can heat my milk.
What are all those pills for?
That's all that keeps me going. Rheumatism, liver, high blood pressure, digestion, circulation, infirmities of my age.
You're young and hard, Andre.
Hay fever.
Andre, I know it's terrible of me to say this, but I'm glad you have all these things wrong with you.
Glad.
I'm going to spend the rest of my life nursing you.
I tell you, I've never met anyone like her. I cannot do anything wrong. I tell her that because I'm a Frenchman, I will flirt with other girls, and she understands. I tell her that I will often get drunk. She says she will carry me home. I tell her I'm a gambler. She offers to place my bets. I cannot cope with a woman like that.
But she's not a woman. Well, there must be some way to discourage her.
Well, we better find it quickly because I just received a letter from my fiancée and she's arriving here to join me.
Oh, don't worry. We'll find a way.
Well, it won't be easy. I'm quite attractive, you know.
Did you find out anything?
I found out who he is.
Just tell me his name, boy, and I'll...
Andre Malone.
I'll go check with the Merchant Marine again. What's the use if she prefers old Frenchmen to me?
Well, I don't believe she really does. Now, here's what I want you to do. First of all, if you'll get yourself one of those... knit 1, purl 2. Purl 2, knit 1. How is Andre? He's very sick. You think he's sick? Look at this. Star quarterback suspended from football team. Richard Harrison dropped on eve of game with Lakeview. They can't take Richard out of the game. He's the star. He was the star. How could this happen? It happened because he's failing in all his subjects. Mr. Edwards, the principal, offered to let Richard take makeup tests, and he refused. He's even trying to enlist in the Merchant Marines. Richard? He gets seasick. He simply doesn't care about anything anymore. And it's all because of you. Me? Have you any idea what you've done to him? You have taken a boy who was a football star, president of his class, a scholar, and you've turned him into an empty shell. I did all that? Why didn't you tell me before? You wouldn't let me. He said you wouldn't be interested. Not interested? How can you ruin a person's life and not be interested? I've destroyed him. I wonder who that could be.
Ahoy, mates!
Richard. You need me more than Andre does. Hello?
Oh, come in, Betty. I must have a talk with you.
I must have a talk with you too, Andre.
It is about us.
That's what I want to talk to you about. Andre, I know this is going to come as a terrible shock to you, but I've made an awful mistake.
No, it was all my fault. You see, I'd never met an American teenage girl before, and when I... What did you say?
We both almost made a mistake. You see, I was trying to take Louise's place in your life. I felt sorry for you. But that's not the same as love. We could never have been happy together.
Moment! What makes you think I couldn't make you happy?
Well, for one thing, I'm too young for you.
But you'll get older. You said so yourself.
I've decided to get older with Richard.
Richard! Are you throwing me over for Richard?
I can't ruin his life. He was ready to destroy himself.
But... I see. Well, I'll be broken-hearted for a while, of course.
And you'll be careful of your diet?
Oh, don't worry about me. Manage.
Thank you, Andre. I shall never forget you.
Your Richard is a very lucky young man.
Yes, he is. He's back on the football team.
Oh,
Maybe you could make up with Louise.
that's a wonderful idea. She's a great deal like you. In a vintage model, of course.
Well, c'est la vie.
Everything cuckoo?
Yeah, he'll be heartbroken for a while, but he'll get over it.
How about a more cuckoo? Let's split.
Ouch!
Sorry, chum. Stop wiggling.
Hi, Ty. I need a doodle from the Speaker of the House.
I presume the English translation of that is you'd like my signature?
You cut it.
I was just lucky. French 65.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Never mind. I mean, it's not as though you were going to marry a Frenchman or anything.
Monster time. Bye. Bye.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Patty, I want you to... Kathy, where's Patty?
I believe she's in her room, Aunt Natalie.
Didn't you do the dishes last night?
Yes.
And the night before that?
Patty and I always toss a coin, and I always lose. She is very lucky.
And I'll bet it's always her coin. Kathy, your cousin is taking advantage of you.
Oh, I don't mind doing these, Aunt Natalie. Patty had some homework to do.
What's she studying? Rock and roll?
Hi, Mom. Mom, you cut off the surfer swing.
Followed by your allowance.
Now what have I done?
Nothing, Patty. You haven't done anything this week, last week, or the week before that.
Who can understand parents?
That includes the dishes, your homework, your room.
Do you want me to grow up to be a drudge?
Your cousin Kathy is in the kitchen doing your job.
Mom, I'm doing this for Kathy's sake. I mean, she's traveled around Europe all her life with her father, living in hotels. She never had a chance to wash dishes. I mean, that's not natural. We're giving her a chance to feel at home.
Forget it, Tom Sawyer. Your half of your room looks like a disaster area. Your clothes are in a mess.
Is this a private war? Can anybody join in?
I'm treated like slave labor. Susan Baxter got her own television today. Emily Johnson goes to the movies 3 times a week, and Richard gets to watch television as late as he likes.
Well, there's no problem there. Anything else?
Now that you ask, I need an increase in my allowance.
Your friendly loan company says no.
I see. Anything else?
Yes, you can give me that 2-headed coin, get into the kitchen, and start washing dishes.
That's my good luck coin.
Yes, I know.
You think we were too rough on her?
No, I don't care what Dr. Spock says. I say you have to grind them under your heel or else they'll rise up and get you.
Students, I've asked you to assemble here this morning to meet Mr. Snell. Mr. Snell is with the National Educational Testing Survey, and he's been going all over the country giving intelligence tests.
What's he doing here?
Good morning, students. The big news I bring is that automation has come to your schools. Our organization, NETS, has perfected a machine to range your intellectual capacities and problem-solving facility. This electronic device, TEACH, as we call it, will supply in 3 minutes your intelligence quota rating, your percentile group in your school, and your percentile group in the country. We're going to begin immediately. Thank you.
The testing will be done in the study hall.
Oh, yourself. Sit right down here, please. And your name, please?
Patty Lane.
This is Teach. Technical Electronic Amplifier Code Handler.
Like I.
Please. Teach will ask you questions in various categories. You will type your answers on the typewriter keyboard, which is an input-output printer.
Spooky bit.
Oh, not at all. The typewriter is simply a device by which we communicate with computers. You are not to touch any of these buttons.
Okay.
The machine is asking you to name 2 primary colors that make purple.
Red and blue.
Type your answer.
Oh.
Very good. The machine will feed you a new question every 15 seconds. If you miss one, just go on to the next. Blast off.
Name the origin of lac dye.
Just to get you started. It's derived from the Southern Asia lac insect.
Oh, sure. Give the 2 hypotheses of the kinetic theory of matter?
Take your time, you have 15 seconds.
Telephone call for you from Washington.
That must be the president of our company. You just stay with me. The machine will do everything automatically.
Give the latitude and longitude of Montevideo. Montevideo is... Define centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. Will you give me a chance to finish? Give the metric equivalent of 1 U.S. yard, 1 U.S. pound, 1 U.S. gallon. Metric equivalent. Multiply by 10. Or... You gotta be kidding!
Mr. Lane?
Yes?
I'm sorry to barge in on you like this. I'm Edwina Morgan, Patty's psychology teacher.
Oh, yes.
And I'm Mr. Snell of the National Educational Testing Survey. We've come to see you about a rather urgent matter.
What is it?
We'd prefer to talk to Mrs. Lane at the same time, if you don't mind.
Please come in.
Thank you.
This is Mrs. Lane, my son Ross,
How do you
Miss
do?
Morgan, Mr.
Snell.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Miss Morgan, won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Miss Morgan is Patty's psychology teacher, dear.
Did Patty mention taking an intelligence test today?
No, we're not on speaking terms.
If Patty flunked an intelligence test, it's because she wasn't trying.
Mrs. Lane, I've been giving these tests for the past 18 months in schools all over the country. Your daughter has set a new record.
I knew she could do it. Patty hit an all-time low.
An all-time high. I'm happy to inform you that Patty rates in the highest category of genius.
Patty who?
I'm afraid you must be mistaken, Mr. Snell. Patty's a bright, intelligent child, but I'd hardly call her a genius.
Our machine is incapable of making a mistake. I checked the results 7 times. 90 to 110 is average. The genius class ranges from 153 to 180. Patty's average was 185. 5 points above the top genius rating. Mr. Lane, your daughter's in a class with Michelangelo, Socrates, Da Vinci. Her mind is one of America's natural resources.
Boy, are we in trouble.
Oh, here's Patty.
Oh, no, this is Kathy, Patty's cousin.
Hello, Miss Morgan.
Hello, dear. This is Mr. Snell.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Kathy, where's Patty?
In the kitchen doing the dishes. We used my coin.
She's doing the what?
Is that wrong?
Not wrong, Mrs. Lane. Tragic.
That's true. She breaks a lot of them.
I don't think you people have any real understanding of this situation. The time that your daughter is forced to spend washing dishes could be time that she might be devoting to, say, discovering a vaccine that could save all humanity from disease. Patty?
Or an invention that could radically change the course of the world.
Patty?
You two have had a great responsibility thrust upon you. The most important thing you can do is keep Patty's mind free so that she can cope with this greatness. She must have absolutely nothing on her mind.
She hasn't.
We're going to do everything we can to cooperate at school.
But that won't help unless Patty receives the same kind of cooperation at home.
We've managed all right for the last 16 years.
May I ask your IQ, Mr. Lane?
135.
Mine's only 150. Do you really think that you and I are equipped to control a brain with an IQ of 185? Who knows the irreparable damage you might have done to her mind in those 16 years? The paintings that won't be painted. The mathematical formulas that were lost while she was doing the dishes.
Mathematical formulas? Her average in mathematics is 70.
I know. Interesting, isn't it?
What organization did you say you were with?
National Educational Testing Survey. NETS.
Yeah, that's right. National Educational Testing Survey. NETS. Are you sure? Oh, see. No, it's nothing special. I was just thinking of writing an editorial on it. Mr. Snell. Mr. Snell, I owe you an apology. I just checked on your organization. Not that I didn't believe. Well, I mean, Patty is...
Please. Parents are always the last to know.
What do you want us to do?
The first thing is to remove any frustrations from Patty's life so that her mind is free of irritations. Is there anything she wants that she doesn't have?
She wants an increase in her allowance.
She'd like her own telephone. She hates doing chores.
Sure, she'd like to spend all her time watching television and the movies.
Typical. On the surface, that seems like a childlike desire. But who knows what gigantic ideas might be formulating in her mind while she's watching the movies or a television show. Newton was a bird watcher. Galileo collected buttons. Give her anything she wants.
We've arranged to have Patty moved into a special class we've just set up.
Well, I know at a moment like this you want to be alone with your daughter. We'll see ourselves out. Good night, Edwina.
Oh, good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Ross, go get Patty.
Me?
Yes, you.
What'll I say to her?
Well, just tell her to... just ask her if she'd please come in here.
Okay. Excuse me, miss. If it isn't too much trouble, your parents would like to know if you could please come into the living room for a minute. If it isn't too much trouble. You would focus. Yes, ma'am.
That's exactly the way to handle it.
She was doing the dishes. It broke my heart. What's a screen?
Patty, sit down right here.
What'd I do now?
Your father just thought you might be more comfortable sitting here.
Unless you'd prefer to sit here. What didn't I do now?
Mr. Snell and Miss Morgan just left.
Oh. They told you about the intelligence test today. They were terribly excited. Don't blame me. I couldn't help it. I just got so frustrated that I...
Snell was right. I have been frustrating you. We've been holding you down for years.
You're not angry?
Angry? We're very proud of you.
You got the highest score they have ever had. Oh, I can explain that. The cookie machine was going so fast, I just got mad and let...
And you showed them. Oh, you're a chip off the old block, honey.
Well, I'm glad everything's cuckoo. I better get back and finish the dishes. Oh, no. I'll do them for you.
Oh, we've decided you won't have to do any more dishes.
You mean ever? Ross and I will be glad to do your share. Yes, ma'am.
And you're going to have your own telephone.
For real?
For real. And if there's any special television shows that you want to see or any movies, you just say the word. As of now, your allowance has been doubled.
Man, it's like Christmas. Miss Morgan and Mr. Snell know all about this? They suggested it. I always thought Miss Morgan was such a square.
You don't have to use words like square anymore, Patty. I mean, I imagine there are superior verbal equivalents that you'd prefer to articulate, now that you don't have to repress your real mental abilities any longer.
Yeah. Well, I gotta buzz Richard. Bye.
It's going to take her a little while to get used to it.
Me too.
Me too. No, sure. Gonna get my own telephone, maybe a television set. He said.
Good morning, Patty.
Like hi, Mr. Snell.
Like hi, delicious.
I got a flash from Buck from Miss Morgan's psychology class.
Yes, we've made some new arrangements for you, and I think you're going to be very pleased with them. You'll have only one class from now on. And, you won't be needing these.
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo. In here. Patty, this is Antonia, Emil, August, and Peter. Patty Lane. Each student is working in the creative field of his own choice. Antonia is a sculptress. Emil is in abstract mathematics. Peter is a poet. And August is working in pre-Aristotelian philosophy.
And you're gonna lock me in with them?
I think you'll find the intellectual climate in this room very stimulating, Patty. And if you need any tools or special equipment of any kind, don't hesitate to speak up.
What is your field?
My field?
Your specialization?
Oh, I don't specialize much. I'm sort of interested in everything.
A generalist. That's remarkable. Assuming, of course, that you're in agreement with Spengler.
Oh, yeah. Completely. He's a blast.
Chess?
What?
Would you care to indulge in a game of chess?
I've been playing all morning.
Oh. August, how about you?
My pleasure.
How do we stand?
32, 37, and 3 draws.
You have white. Go ahead.
Queen's pawn to queen 4.
King's rook's pawn to rook 4.
Very good.
I haven't got a chessboard.
Chessboard?
Cuckoo. Hello, Patty. Oh, hi, Cat. How was school? Cuckoo. They put me in an almond factory. Do you want a flipper? They were playing chess without a chessboard. Did they use queen's pawn to queen 4 opening? And retaliate with king's rook's pawn to rook 4? You're as way out as they are. If you go up to your room, you'll find a surprise there. Cuckoo. Yippee! Alice, guess what? I'm talking to you on my own status symbol. Isn't that the bitter? Can you come right over? Crazy. Bye. Peggy.
Patty? It's 3 o'clock in the morning, honey. What are you doing up?
Watching the late show.
What are you watching?
beast with 5 bony fingers.
I suppose it has more meaning for you than it does for someone like me. I suppose you view it in nihilistic terms, huh? You know, sometime I'd like to have you explain it to me. I mean, the inner meaning that you get out of a movie like that. Well, guess I'll go on back upstairs. Good night, hon.
Papa?
Yeah?
Do you really believe these electronic brains know what they're doing?
Sure I do. Why?
Well, take me. I mean, that machine says I'm a great genius.
Honey, you must have more confidence in yourself. Now, that machine said you're a genius. Well, it's right. You are. You're our little genius. And you believe in that. Good night, sweetheart.
Good night.
Good morning, sleepy eyes.
Hi. What time is it?
10:30.
I'm late for prison.
No, you just stay in bed and relax. I called Miss Morgan. She said you can come in when you feel like it. You have no regular school hours.
Miss Morgan said that? You know, Mom, I was all wrong about you and the father figure. I said you didn't know how to treat kids. Well, you sure do.
Thanks.
Mom, salt and pepper?
Oh, sorry about that. I'll get it.
Thanks. And butter.
Patty, I'd like to see you a minute. Have I got some exciting news for you?
What's up?
He's here.
Who's here?
Mr. Hawks, our president. He's come up from Washington just to meet you.
He has?
He sure has. I can't tell you how excited he is about your test, and he wants the pleasure of seeing you take another one.
I can't do that. I mean, I was up most of the night with 3 ghosts.
Marvelous. I've started the machine for you, so go right ahead and I'll call Mr. Hawks.
But you, Miss.
Sit down.
Hi, chum.
The thing about this girl is the protective patina of average behaviorism. All camouflage, of course. Very insensitive father, bourgeois mother, no idea of the treasure they have. But their repressions have only served to sharpen the most incredible intellect I've ever encountered. A giant, Mr. Hawks. A giant. By activating the key monitor buttons, Patty accidentally triggered off the mechanism that had the machine answer its own questions and then grade itself 100%. In the 30 years our organization has been functioning, this is the first time a thing like this has ever happened.
Have you told her yet?
No. We thought it best for her family to tell her. I'll just see myself out. Get Patty.
Yeah, man. The ex-genius is coming. I hope this is important. I was watching a show on my new television set. Yeah, it helps me to think. Let's take in a movie tonight, Kath.
I wouldn't plan on it.
Why not?
You're going to be too busy.
Doing what?
I'm glad you asked.
Patty, when you finish those, you can start cleaning your room. The hall closet's a mess, your bathroom needs doing, and there's quite a lot of ironing to do, and bye.
You win some, you lose some.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.